Let's see here. Good morning, YouTube Reseller Mom here. Welcome. Welcome. There's no Tana today. She's out of town. But I'm super excited for her. She got to go to an Ollie's for the first time ever. I have never been to an Ollie's, but it's always fun when you are traveling to try out new stores, etc. So give me a moment here. I got a couple links and things to share with you guys. And I wanted to share, we're going to have somebody on next week. Let me make sure I get the right thing to share here. There we go. So next Friday will be super fun. And we're going to have, I would consider him a friend. He's like a work friend of mine, Quincy Lynn. And we've been Facebook buddies for, I don't even know how long. Have you ever been friends with somebody so long on Facebook, but you've never met in person? One of those guys. And let me find the other thing that I had here. Is this it? No. Put together a shipping list for you all. But anyhow, Quincy has ran a Facebook group for years and does shoe sourcing. He's like the guy for shoe sourcing. If I were ever going to endorse somebody or like purchase something from somebody shoe-wise, he's awesome with it. So I'm going to share his website. And then I got to find, there we go. Friggin' 8th time's the charm there. Let's get these guys over. I had them pulled up, but I have too many screens going at the same time. What is this one? This is not it. What did I just pull? Oh, too many tabs. My husband was like, oh my gosh, I have too many tabs open. I'm like, I got 6 different Chrome windows with all sorts of stuff open. So let me share this guy's webpage, and then he'll be on next week. So I'm pretty excited about that. And I don't have his Facebook group off of the top of my head, but if you go over to Facebook, maybe I can pull it from here. But he does shoes, just tons and tons of shoes. And he's got a shoe OA list and does YouTube. I believe he does YouTube. I'll have to find that as well for you guys. But what I wanted to talk about today with you all is the box content. So the other day, I pulled all these numbers. So the new box content stuff is quite annoying and not my favorite. Let's see if I can do 2 things at once. It's hard when I don't have my Tina, because then I'm trying to pull things for y'all and not have her. So the other day, I get these, people have given me these little notepads, and they're so fun to use at work. This one's a little mermaid one, but I put down shipment stuff. So a lot of times, especially at the beginning of the year, I will mark down what my shipments are wise, and then how many items are in there, and kind of do a cost analysis. And I put that all into the spreadsheet for you guys. But you need to do that every once in a while just to make sure that your cost per shipping item is what you are estimating it to be. And this new shipment thing has been outrageous. I've played around with it. I have changed my settings, seen what it is, gone back, changed my settings, see what it is, done it through Inventory Lab, done it through Amazon Seller Central. And what I found was that if I do it through Inventory Lab's going to take by default setting, and it was the best price. So basically out of this shipment, I did 96 of one item. I had 2 items replenned, and I had 96 of one item, 21 of the other item. So only 2 items, right? When I did it in Inventory Lab, it cost me a total of $56.89. Now, that is just in shipping cost. But if I go down here and I look at shipping costs from Amazon, I can kind of see that I was in this bracket right here. So I can probably expect another $20 to $30 in placement fees. Let's see here, Nicole, what are you saying? Mine went from around 25 cents to about 33 cents per pound. Good to note. Good to know. Yeah, did I put in the pounds? I do have the pounds here, so we can kind of do some pound weight things. I didn't add that in here, but I will later and calculate it for myself. What I was trying to see is, what did Inventory Lab charge me? And then I duplicated the same batch in Amazon and what was that going to cost me. And every time I would go and change. So I did, what is it, the minimal one first, and I got these numbers, and then I did partial and got these numbers. And basically it was super expensive. And my items used to be about, I would say 50 cents a piece on average, because I have some things that are on the heavier side and I have some things that are on the super light side. So if I take this number and divide it by, what's 96 plus 21? 117? Is that going to fill out 117? 117? Okay. So it jumps up to 46 cents at the lowest, up to 85 as the highest. And this one is costing me 50 cents at the get-go, but it's not including the placement fees once it gets there. Now, I've been helping clients out as well all week with this, and it's not super easy to tell what's going on and when those placement fees are going to hit your account. So I feel like we're going to see the shipping costs kind of, you're going to pay whatever, 20, 30 bucks for shipping right now, or $50 for shipping right now. And then once they do that placement fee, I don't know when that fee charge is going to hit your account, but it's not going to be calculated in that shipping fee. So I could easily say, oh, Inventory Lab is much, much cheaper at $56, but I'm pretty sure that does not include the placement fees. We're working through all this, so it's tough. It's not an easy feat by any means. Let me see if I can bring up Quincy's shoe list. And then we also had some questions. It's always good to go over what people are asking, so I'm going to bring that up. Nicole says, I chose the optimized for all of them, and then I have found the smaller my shipment, the higher my cost. Yep. Fee should hit April 15th if you didn't choose optimized. Okay. April 15th. I thought it was the 1st of April, but that's good to know that it's 2 weeks past that. Basically tax day, right? Tax day. Let's see if I can find my group. It's under Quincy's name. Quincy Lynn. Hope everybody's doing good today. It's Friday, doing pretty good here. I've got packing to do, and we do have quite a bit. All right. That is not it. Oh, let's see here. Let's see if I can type in shoe group. I think this might be it. Yes. All right. Let's share this with you guys. So if you want to join his Facebook group, you would have to do that. And he's got, 22.2 thousand members in here. Got all sorts of things. I go here and I like the feed because it will tell me when there's sales going on. So just like joining his group, I've been a part of it for years. I have no idea how long, but it's been years and years that I've been in there. But let's see here. They've got at Nike.com 14% cash back right now. So just, keeping track of that and knowing when the sales are going on is worth joining the Facebook group. And I like all the questions and answers, because a lot of us, we ask the same questions. Can I ship this in a new box? Can I polybag it? How do you send in Crocs? How do you send in slippers? What's the best rubber band to put around your shoe box? What's the best blank box to use for shipping shoes? All of those questions are asked and answered many a times over in that Facebook group over the years. Good morning, Nate. I'm glad you made it too. Sent in Seller Central, one location, paid the placement fee of $7. That was cheaper for you. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. I'm just finding kind of what is the cheapest. Yesterday I did my client's one, and his was partial shipments East Coast was the cheapest for him. And I can't remember where he ships manufacturer to Amazon, and I can't remember where the manufacturer is. It's not on the West Coast though. It's either Central or East Coast, because it's the only two coasts left. Good morning, William. Hope you're doing well. Glad to see you in there. All right. So this question was was interesting and something for the new sellers out there. The problem with signing up as a business on Amazon now is even if you use a virtual address, they are going to ask for a utility bill and how to get that utility bill. That's a great question. And that's something that if you are looking to start your business in America and you are not in America, you're going to have to figure out how to solve. Don't got much else there for you. It is a thing. They want to see a utility bill in the United States, and this is to prevent people signing up for accounts in the United States that are not in the United States. That's why they're asking for it. And it just perplexes me why some people don't quite understand that concept, is that Amazon is tired of having sellers from out of the country that don't follow regulations, that sell fake products, that make it really bad for the rest of us. And I'm not saying all people from out of the country do this. I'm just saying that it's a good majority of scammers are not based in the US because they don't have any repercussions. They can't be taken to court. They can't be, tracked down. They can't be banned. They're using a lot of fake information. So that is why they're asking for utility bills. Keep that in mind if you are going to be starting your new account. Let's see here. For submitting invoices, done everything as said, and they still don't have enough information. Then you didn't do everything they said. That's you didn't. There's something that you are missing, and what that missing part is hard to tell because you said you've done everything. So it's hard to know what. It's kind of like you've lost your keys and you say you've looked everywhere. Well, you looked everywhere except for where your keys are, right? And if I could tell you what you're missing, then, if you told me everything you submitted, then I could tell you what you were missing. Every time somebody has ever hit me up on Fiverr and they're like, oh, look at this invoice, what am I missing? I can usually tell within 30 seconds what they're missing on their invoice. I don't think I've ever taken longer than 30 seconds. And sometimes it comes down to the supplier you're using is not authorized. A lot of people that are submitting invoices that are not from the United States, they're not going to have an authorized invoice because it's not in English and it can't be verified as a verified supplier. That's legit. So that could be it as well, is that you just don't have a good supplier. They're not going to take every invoice. I mean, I could make up an invoice. I could sell Heather. Hi, Heather. Good morning. I could sell Heather 10 coffee mugs and as a business submit an invoice to Heather, but I'm not an authorized reseller of these coffee mugs, so it would not be a legit invoice. Yeah. All right, what did Heather say? I did a shipment this week and I am in the Midwest. I have a 5-way split whole in macaroni. The cost was 37 cents per pound. I normally pay about 30 cents a pound. Excellent. Excellent. I think where did my little sheet go? Where is my poundage? So this is my poundage. So if I hit this number divided by 88 pounds, because I must have rounded up on this one here, definitely way more than what I'm used to paying. And if I hit 85, no, I want to hit that one divided by 85 pounds. That didn't go well. What did I do there? That one divided by 85, 67 cents. And I know I'm used to paying about 50 cents. Actually, about 45 cents has always been my average, 43 to 45. And now this one's 67. So plus the extra fees, it is significant for my building here, my office. I'm just going to have to, every time these things happen, we just have to learn to work around with it. I had my shipment split. She took it yesterday. It was either 5 or 6 boxes, and it got split several different ways as well. There was no way around it. I played with adding more product. I played with subtracting product. I played with resetting my Amazon settings and then going back into inventory and resyncing it. And it didn't matter. It all kind of went to different places. So kind of thinking that you just need to send in quite a bit. And I don't know how LTL works. That'll be my next question, is when you're doing LTL shipments, can I get everything there? Because I've got 3 pallets lined up ready to go. I just don't have enough products necessarily to make a pallet's worth out of it. I may be able to save a little bit, but I don't have a whole lot. Acquisitions Queen, first time attending your live. Well, thank you. Welcome. Usually I have Tina, but today Tina's out of town. It's kind of a weird week. We've got daylight savings. Daylight savings messed me up. I fell the other day and have some bumps and bruises, so I'm not feeling the greatest. It sucks when you fall at this age, man. It's not pretty. That's why I'm packing out today and not yesterday. Yesterday I came into the office. I'm like, oh, I'm too stiff. I am too stiff and sore to be doing this right now. I banged up my leg on the bad side, not broken or anything, but just bumps and bruises. My ego was hurt more than anything else. It always sucks to fall. And then what else? I've got my birthday, and Tina's birthday is in the beginning of April. So we've got just, family plans with that. Tina's out of town. We are talking about summer I worked on summer bundles all day yesterday, summer bundles, other bundles, just did listing yesterday. If you are not familiar with it, always be checking your product fees as well. Because one of my clients, he was like, oh my gosh, my fees are messed up. Why are these so high? Some of his items that are down under £1 in the system, they had them somehow got up to like £3 each. He's like, how did that happen? Because Amazon does it. And they say it's just whatever random or something, but I swear they do that so that they can charge you more fees. So we had to I opened up about 8 remeasurement cases and he got refunded $86 this morning. $86. That's a lot for just a remeasurement fee. It does not take long to open up a remeasurement fee case. And I don't know from point A to point B how that happens, but my conspiracy theory, I'm going to put on my little tin hat here. My conspiracy theory is that Amazon will randomly jack the fees up and say the size got changed, and that's what they do so that they could charge more in these fees. He was also asking me about all these placement fees, and I'm like, yep, it's just another way for Amazon to collect more money from us. Really, I don't think I don't see from a business standpoint why and how it's really helping Amazon, because they're already getting quite a bit of fees off of it. But maybe to compensate fuel charges on shipping all that stuff around. I don't know. Nate, you fell last week. It skinned your knee. It sucks. I didn't skin, but I got a bruise about this size on my ankle, leg. And then a couple other minor bruises, and it hurts. I had to pay attention to weights when packing my boxes in Inventory Lab. Interesting. Okay. Like when you're putting stuff in or just to maximize the 50 pounds? I am curious. Just walking around. I locked my doors this morning. I'm like, I don't have time for shenanigans. I've had some weird people coming in. Just people try to come in and sell me stuff all the time. I'm like, I don't want whatever you're selling. Please leave me alone. Just leave me alone. I want to be in my office and not have randos walk in, because I'll wear my earbuds around here. And then all of a sudden there's somebody there. It scares the crud out of me. All right, let's go on to the next question. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them here. I've been dealing in some really, I don't want to say weird cases, but very intense fiber cases. One of them is the parent and children got messed up and could not fix it with a flat file. And I've spent several hours on the phone now with my favorite team, the catalog team, figuring out which attributes can get frozen. And if an attribute gets frozen, you cannot fix it with a flat file. And then there's winning contributions. And sometimes the owner of the listing usually has the winning contribution. And then sometimes Amazon has the winning contribution. And if you delete the item and relist with a flat file, the owner loses the winning contribution. And so then Amazon becomes the winning contribution. And I'm like, that's jacked, because Amazon's not on the listing and we're the owners, so it shouldn't be that way. Anyhow, then you have to have Amazon fix the problem. And to get to that point, they like to not help you, because on the phone, I was like, nope, I've already done flat file. That didn't work. Well, did you wait 24 hours? Yep, already did that. That did not work. Well, did you try? Listen, I have done all of the things that you're telling me to do, and that didn't help. So then they finally dove in and looked. I made them do some work. It was tough. I'm sure they were really upset that I I can bypass their BS and make them do some work. And finally she's like, oh yeah, the ownership, you had ownership and then it got lost and now Amazon is the winning contribution and it's a frozen attribute and we have to fix it on our end. I'm like, yeah, I know, get it fixed, hop to it, fix it now. You have 24 hours to fix your listing or you'll be in big trouble. I love those emails. All right, Nicole says, after we accept the destinations and are building the boxes, as you add the items, you can see what the weight is when we fill the box to 50 pounds, but Inventory Lab says it's 90 pounds. I know something is wrong. Okay. Yeah, I can see that. Have you tried the new Smart Repricer? It's driving me batty. Is this on Inventory Lab Smart Repricing? I have not. I have not tried that. I have dozens of videos I'm supposed to be watching, and I have not watched them all, and I have not tried them all and gotten up to level where I need to be. And I've seen that Inventory Lab is starting to do a repricer, so I have not tried that. Yeah, let me know how it is, because if I go back to OARA stuff, then I will take a look at it. But right now I'm just kind of focusing on bundles and pricing out my bundles for the summer. And that's what I'm working on. I'm working on evergreen bundles, to be honest, because I've got a lot of seasonal that are fine. I like seasonal, but I would like more evergreen in this. That's like my goal for the year. All right. This one question, where on the document would you add the word invoice? Also, where would you add the ASIN? Thanks. That's a good question. Where would I add it? So I don't know if Smart Pricer is not so smart. Oh, potato. Yeah, darn. If I'm annotating an invoice, one, it should say invoice on there. I don't know if I would annotate the word invoice in there, but if I did, it would be in blue ink so they knew that I was adding it in there, and it would be in the top right corner. That's where normally invoice is put. And I would even probably put the 2 stars, whatever 8 is, number 8, the little star thing on your keyboard, put 2 stars before and after it, and make sure that somewhere on that piece of paper is, if it doesn't say the word invoice, something similar to it, but it should say invoice. If you're dealing with, let's say you're buying directly from Bath and Body Works or something, it's not going to say invoice. So you could put in the top right corner, invoice from supplier in blue ink. And the ASIN, I usually put it next to the item. So you know how the invoice is like that, then I'll put it either to the left if there's room or somewhere near where that item is descripted out. Let's see here, Nicole, you're very talkative today. Good morning, Nicole. You've had your coffee. Bundles seem super smart with the impeding low inventory fee. The fact that 1 year or less new sellers don't have low inventory fee like the rest of us is concerning for a replen seller. Yeah. Yeah, that's another one. I don't know how quite it's going to work out. And I don't know if it's going to be more, I think it's going to impact sellers that source from China right now, like the Alibaba private label people, way more than most of us, because I think that's what they're trying to do. Because if you get this handmade mug, it's not handmade. This is a Yeti, but let's say you got Lucy's coffee mug here and you had it done by somewhere in China, the lead time for that is like 2 months, right? So managing your influx of inventory, you've got to be on point, because if you send this in and have a good launch and all of a sudden you sell 500, you've got to get that reorder going very quickly. And you're the only one on that listing. Whereas if I'm doing replens and I buy this Nike pair of shoes, me and a whole bunch of people are buying Nike pair of shoes, right? So the listing has several sellers on it. And I don't know how that's going to play into that low inventory fee. Are they going to hit all the sellers? Because, I mean, the stuff that we mostly replen has, what, 20 to 50 sellers on it? That'd be silly to hit all of those sellers, because what they'll do is they'll hurt themselves. If Amazon all of a sudden doesn't have a lot of sellers on those listings, keeping the inventory coming in, then they're not going to have those great sellers going out the door. I'm never live with you guys, but today you are. You're covering for Tina. Yeah, you should come on and cover, because I'm not. I woke up at 7 and in pain, and I'm like, oh. My husband's like, why'd you decide to do the live without Tina? Like, I don't know. It sounded good 2 days ago when I made that choice, and now it's not sounding quite as Didn't sound good this morning at 7. You ever make those decisions? You're like, I'm going to do this. And then time comes, you're like, why did I choose to do that? I received a product authenticity complaint. I am purchasing products directly from the brand itself. Amazon is not accepting the invoices. What should I do? Annotate your invoice and resubmit. It's that simple. We might have to just do another freaking video about invoices and annotating, because I have seen some whoppers out there on what people are trying to submit and what they think is going to be submittable based on that. So either our videos are not as instructive, or people are taking a lot more liberties, I don't know, with it. But if you are submitting it from the brand itself and they are not accepting it, the tricks are annotate it, make sure that it is got all of the things that they're looking for, address, website, phone numbers, etc. And even if it has all of that stuff, the other tricks that is to print it out, physically print it out, grab your highlighter, highlight and annotate it for reals, like in real life, and then submit that. Sometimes if you crumple up the invoice, like physically print it out, crumple it up, smooth it back out, highlight it, submit that. That's another trick. And then the last trick is any combination of those, and then taking your submitted photo and turning it upside down. And I've done both image scan, where it scans to like a Dropbox per se, and a physical, a photo from your iPhone, where it's a photo with the carpet and desk behind it and stuff. So I'm late this morning. Taxes are going well. I'm really happy. And thank you. And I want to say your name starts with an M. I always call you Triple M in my head, but I want to say it's Melissa. So good morning. If I'm not right on that, correct me, please. Taxes are going well. I have got a lot of things to enter in, just plugging away on that. And my state taxes went fine. She has not sent me anything, which is kind of weird. She was like, oh, you'll be able to go look. And then she didn't send me anything. But I don't care. I don't owe money. So I stopped caring at that point. When she said, you're fine, you're in the clear, you're doing it right, and you owe no money, my brain stopped working on that project. And I went on to summer bundles. And I'm like, woohoo, screw you. I'm out of here. Why is commercial real estate so expensive for a metal box that looks like crud? I don't know. I believe we're in the wrong business too. There's so many businesses out there that I'm like, how are they even making money? But remember, not everything is as roses and shiny as people say. So I have met people that are in business, so I used to own a rental property with a group of people when I was younger, and we would fix it up and we did rent and everything. Anyhow, it was a group of about 10 of us that started out, and it was really cool because I got to learn from some real estate agents like how to flip property, and that's something that is always interested in me. I'm always interested in. It's not interested in me, but you get what I'm saying. Anyhow, one of the guys there, he decided he got a bride from like Brazil. I don't remember the story, but anyhow, he got a wife from out of the country. I don't think it was a natural find. It wasn't like a purchased bride, which is a thing. Not in this country, but in other countries. Anyhow, him and his wife decided they were going to start a little convenience store on the corner selling food from that region or whatnot. I want to say it was Spanish or Italian. Anyhow, a little mini mart. And they tried for a couple of years and they wound up filing bankruptcy. So don't always think that just because people are doing things that they are necessarily successful on it. That being said, though, kudos to anybody that is trying something, even though you may not be good at it. I really want to emphasize that, because as an entrepreneur, we are always trying things and we're not going to be good at it. Somebody's like, well, I'm not good at making a bundle. I don't care. Make it. Make a bundle that is so horrible that after you make it, you just delete it. That's okay. Because if you're interested in making bundles, it's kind of like riding a bike. You are not going to win a bike race after trying to ride a bike for your first time ever. You have got to put the training wheels on and give it a few goes, and then you will get better and better. My bundles now are way better than when I first started. I have learned way much, and just on placement, how to use the software, how to use Canva, different SEO, what the regulations are, what's the better category to put things in, how to do the research. I mean, it's a huge skill that is not learned overnight. So if you are interested in our bundles, and learning that, that's what Tina and I teach, is how to do those. And it does line in with private label. I've had several consultations that people are, looking at Helium and looking at Jungle Scout for opportunities in the market. And then they want to do the same thing that everybody else is doing. And I'm going, okay, so you looked up and you found that coffee mugs are good and blue coffee mugs are good. So you're going to sell blue coffee mugs. Well, there is like a gajillion blue coffee mugs out there. Why are we doing that? It's a lot of work, but go ahead and start. You got to start somewhere, and you got to start where it's most economical to kind of play around with. And getting brand approval and doing up a bundle is absolutely free. You could do it for free. I did it for free this week for somebody. It was crazy that what I got accepted on branding, which I'll be doing a branding video later, probably today, or a listing video later today. So if you're in the bundle group, then you'll see those videos go out. All right. Let's see here. Can we opt selling in Mexico? Can we opt out of selling in Mexico and Canada and keep Brazil? Sure, you can opt out. Just go turn your vacation settings on for whichever one you don't want. And your BIL, build international listings settings, fix those up to not be going for Mexico and Canada. And you can keep Brazil. But I don't know, why do you want to keep Brazil and get rid of Mexico and Canada? I have more sales in Mexico and Canada. I have not started the Brazil one, and I'm wondering if I should. I have not done any research into that. Okay. What am I paying for my warehouse? Way too much. I am not going to tell you what that is. And it is too much. I should have gotten, I don't know. Plans did not go according to plan with the warehouse. So it is what it is. Again, I'm more happy that I did it than didn't do it, because I learned a ton. It was a tough lesson, but it was a lesson. And it's like going to school. You're not going to know until you try and do it. Thank you, Melissa. I got brand approval because of you. Awesome. Yeah. I've been playing around with brand approval, and I lost my brand approval for the group because we had a group brand name. And so I'll be going through with that and fixing that up and getting reapproved for that. I got the remote fulfillment email that was being auto-enrolled. I turned it off. Do you recommend I also turn on vacation mode in the other countries? If you don't want to sell in the other countries, put them on vacation mode. So then that way it doesn't. There's you can fix your settings. You can go in and delete the listings, turn it on vacation, do all of the steps just to make sure it doesn't get automatically turned back on. Like I said, Amazon is just famous for messing things up. I have taken to taking screenshots because I think I'm going crazy. You'll look at listings, you're like, I know I wouldn't have listed this without the generic keywords, and now the generic keywords are gone. Where they go, I don't know. It is a world of computer things, and stuff just happens. It is crazy pants on that front. And it's irritating because I will have listings that do really well, and then all of a sudden they're not doing well, and I'm going and I'm like, all the bullets are gone, all of my information is gone. What happened? It's just like they got wiped, and all of that work is gone. So it's very, very irritating. I also found out that in one of the accounts I call it playing with, but I'm really working. They had, and if you're playing around with this, if you are doing manufacturer barcode to Amazon barcode and flipping that around, anyhow, he wound up having they call it ghost listings, where it's two listings, two SKUs, but it's showing the same inventory for both of them. And that's what the rep called it, is ghost listings. Anyhow, I was able to delete those and get the ghost cleaned up. Which makes it sound like I'm playing in haunted accounts. I'm playing with my ghosts. All right. Let's see here. Somebody commenting about they are charging me the highest amount for the West for shipping, but I'm in the West, so it makes no sense. Oh, that was you, Melissa. And you've had good experience with LTL. Are you using, here's my question for you, because somebody recommended ABF transport. Are you using ABF or are you using Amazon's LTL recommendation company? Somebody wrote a word. I don't even know what that word is. Found the video. Okay. And that was it. So that I've gone through all of the questions from the last week. I'm on top of my questions, which is great. I'm excited for that. And then we've got somebody planned for next week. So that's kind of like I hit all my points that I wanted to cover. I've got to work on branding today and videos and listings. I did a bunch of listings last night, so I got to see if they sunk up and are live. And then hopefully my items get here today. Are you guys all tracking this kind of stuff? Very curious about this. Got an email that Brazil starts at the end of the month. Okay. I might enroll in Brazil because what the heck, it doesn't hurt me any to sell extra in Brazil. Going to track like this for a couple of shipments here and kind of see where my fees are going and how it impacts me. On the flip side, when I am replenning anything that is not meeting my new thresholds for margins, I'm either raising the rates on those products, not replenning them, seeing if there's any other discounts that I can do with them, etc., to either maintain it as a good product or cut it from my relisting. I did a big file. I pulled from Inventory Lab all of my, I did an ASIN poll. ASIN, what is it called? ASIN something poll. Report. ASIN report. ASIN profit report. There we go. I'll get it out one of these days. ASIN profit report for 2023. And then I sorted them by what I made the most revenue and most profit off of. And I'm going through that and highlighting in green the ones I want to replen, highlighting in red the ones that I want that are no longer available or I can't get for whatever reason, and making my plans for 2024 and then building out bundles for that. What system do you have for saving files on your computer related to Amazon? Oh boy, I have gone to Google for the most part. We're gamers, so I don't know if you've ever met gamers, but we have nice computers. We usually have monitors laying around all the place and lots of different keyboards. We're into the tech. So my husband is an IT manager. My son is going to school for comp sci and doing programming, and I've always been a gamer and whatnot. But several years ago, many moons ago, I switched over to using Google for the most part because I switch between 3 computers here, 3 or more at the office, and then I have 2 at home that I work off of, and having files all over the place is not the thing to do. Back in my day, we used to use USB thumb drives, right? And put things on thumb drives. I don't even think I have my thumb drives here, but we used to put things on thumb drives so that you could work off of files and do that. For the actual system that I use in my Google files, which is similar to my home files, I organize basically the same no matter if I'm on my laptop or on Google, but I have different folders for different things, obviously. So I have a work folder, and within that work folder, I have it by different business. So I've got like Fiverr, YouTube, Amazon, and then I have listings, and I have one that's just pictures. And as pictures, as I'm working on pictures and whatnot, it will be by kind of what it is. So if I had coffee mugs, if I was doing a bunch of coffee mugs listing, the folder would coffee mugs, and all my coffee mug pictures would go in there. And then let's say, okay, coffee mugs are no longer profitable. I have an archive folder. So anything that's like, I don't want it anymore, I'll throw it into the archive. And same with any other reports and things I will throw into archive. For all of my CPA stuff, that is all on the Google Drive. Taxes, same thing. I have a file called taxes, and all my tax stuff goes into the tax file. And that one I keep just on my home computer for security purposes. I just have all my tax stuff on one computer at home. And then I will take a copy of that and put a hard copy in my file system, and then maybe put a copy on a thumb drive so that if I ever need my tax stuff, I have it, but it's a little bit more secure. Security is just so different. My husband is looking at a VPN one that goes into the firewall so that we're always on a VPN no matter what. And we're trying to see how that's going to lag the system down. But we both do a lot of purchasing. and a lot of different things worldwide. And there's some restrictions on shipping and things like that. He's got to order desktops around the world. So sometimes he'll be sending a desktop to Poland, and he's got to find the best desktop that will ship to Poland. And so we've just been using the VPN a lot more these days. With, I think COVID really kind of launched that, working from home and being more international. But I don't know. We do a lot. We do a lot of computers, and I need a new computer. So he's getting ready to build me a new one because my one at home is crazy. And what kills me is when I see other people, we have, like, if you're looking at systems, we always have kind of the better systems of things. So when I go to like my mother's house, who has a ancient computer, it's really tough to work on it. For files, I love Google Drive because it's easy to search and share. OneDrive on Microsoft is so confusing. Yeah, I tried OneDrive for like a hot minute. I was like, I don't like that. We also have Dropbox, so secure files. If I need to send tax stuff, I'll do it through Dropbox. My husband has a portal. I can't remember what, one of those DocuSign portal things. So sometimes we'll send secure things through that. But love Google Drive. I cannot emphasize Google enough. All of our bundle stuff is off of Google Drive. So we have a file for the bundle group. All of our Bolo stuff is on the Google Drive so that, Tina and I, we can bounce around in them, and the VA can go in it. So if you are setting up for your business, I highly recommend doing everything on the Google Drive because you can manage the permissions there too. When I had, when my Packers need access to things, they're all out on a different name. It's called like Packer 123. And so those computers, I can limit and do the access for Packer 123 within my Amazon, within Inventory Lab, within my Google Drive on what Packer 123 has access to. Because like they don't need to know the settings to change my credit card, right? I don't want them knowing my credit card information or any of that. Plus, worst case scenario, if somebody came in and broke into my place and they stole some items, it just helps with security from that standpoint too. And then we work with our VAs, and between Tina and I and any other projects, it's all easier to do on Google. All of my people that I work with on Fiverr, a lot of times I will have a Google file between us so that they can have information, if I'm finding SEO stuff for them or other listings that are good or whatever information, Google files are just amazing on that standpoint. Well, my CPA was all Google files as well. And then she had a portal. So again, when you're working with a CPA, that is a good way to do it. Now, as far as organizing, I am not the best at organizing. I'll put things under, but I don't clean it up as well as I should. That's something that I would like to do, but I tend to make files and then they stay forever, and then I don't clean up them very well. Kind of like the garage. You keep adding things to your garage. That's how my files are. I keep adding things to my files, but I don't go in there often and be like, I don't use this anymore. Let me delete it. Tina's really good at that. She will go through and clean up her files and delete photos. And sometimes that's great. I'm sure it's great for her, but every once in a while I'm like, oh, Tina, I need to, that pic or that SEO, or do you have this or that? And she's like, no, I clean all that stuff up. I keep everything. Which is not always the best thing. All right, guys. I don't have anything, if you guys have any other questions or want to chit chat about something, let me know. I'm going to talk about this guy's channel. I kind of wanted to plug around here for a minute and see. He's got some OA listing things. So I was going to watch a video today while I'm packing about that. There was a video. Let me see if he sent me the link. Because he's like, watch this video on the extension. So let's see, what did he send me? I'll pop this down below for y'all. Cybersecurity is no joke. Oh my God, yeah. I've got something wrong with my cybersecurity. I logged in. We booked our trip to Rome this week. So I'm super excited. Going to Italy. We're going to spend 10 days in Italy, Rome mostly. And I found out that somebody in Ohio went in and changed the email on my Southwest Points to Ohio. I Googled it. It's some shady looking nail salon. So my husband's like, who'd you get hacked by? And what are they doing? So from what I can tell, nobody did anything, but it is concerning. and then my phone popped up with an antivirus thingy the other day. So I may have had some compromising stuff. I'm trying to switch. We're using LastPass right now, but we want to switch to OnePass. Anyhow, trying to do I did put the link. Put that link in. Thanks. Okay, yeah. Link is there. I'm irritated with LastPass right now. Anyhow, what do we got here? So he's got all sorts of videos on his sourcing guide. I'm going to have to watch. Let's see here. How to acquire brand permission. That was a new one that he just put out. So that could be good to watch. This guy, Scott Margulis. Where do I know his name from? I know that guy. I can't remember where I know his name from, but I know that name probably from Facebook. Roman Holiday. Yes, it's going to be so amazing. We are very excited about that. High Capital, rabbit trailing. This is going to be a good one to watch. If you ever want to learn how to source, rabbit trails are the way to make the money. Account management done right. I'll probably watch that one too. I try to get into a rhythm and then things happen. It's just life. I swear I don't have the same schedule every 3 months because things happen. My daughter is now out of wrestling and we're into tennis, and she is taking her driving test not this Saturday, but the next Saturday or the next Monday. Anyhow, soon, the driving test. We had to reschedule for something. That's why I have my calendar. If there's no other questions here, I'm going to get moving for the day because I've got a ton to do today. I've got my Trello board with lots of thingies on it to do. Not happy with Source Mongrel. Okay. I don't know why you're not happy with him, but do share. Let me know. You can text me though, Nate, if you want. Why you're not happy with Source Mongrel. Mongrel. See, you said mongrel, but isn't it mogul? Didn't we have this talk a few times? Let me know. Just message and let me know why you are not happy with them. I'm curious because we've been happy with them and we're liking their stuff. Have a great day, everybody. And like always, you can post your questions. If you catch this on the replay, post your questions down below and we will try to answer them. We typically answer them just about weekly, if not every other week. Like I said, next weekend, we're going to have Quincy on the thing. So we won't be doing questions that day because we have a guest and we will want to be talking about all of his things and shoe sourcing. That's been something that I'm interested in, and I don't do a lot of shoe sourcing because of all of the main things, the returns and the damaged boxes, etc. So I'm kind of interested in how he handles all that, if it's as big of a problem, and if he finds that much stuff, because when I've tried to OA source shoes, it was always like they didn't have much stock. So I couldn't find enough things to make it worth my while. I would need to find lots of shoes every day. All right, guys, join us next week for that. That will be interesting. It's always good to learn new techniques and new software and new ways of sourcing and new business models. I will see y'all later.